Students, welcome to your computer class. Okay, and this is a recorded class. So here is my video for today's class. So today also we are going to start, okay, continue with our chapter 3, that is working with tables. Okay, so as we have done the same chapter in our Tuesday's live class, so let's start our today's class, that is working with tables. So before starting our today's class, let's do a small recall from our last class. Okay, so in the live class we had discussed about what is a table. So we all know that a table is a database object which is used for storing information in an organized manner. All right, so secondly, again we had gathered knowledge that a data type is what it is, a type of data which is going to be stored in a particular field in a table. So a data type determines the type of values, okay, which can be stored under it. So for example, in a particular field, say roll number, so, okay, so roll number field, what we are going to, from the name itself we can know that the values which we are going to store under that field will be numbers. So the data type which we are going to store, or which we are going to choose for roll number field, will be what? Number data type. Okay, so same way, similarly, say you have created a field name as name, okay, or first name. All right, so we all know that a name cannot be a number. Okay, the type of that data which has to be stored under the name field has to be text data type. So therefore we are going to choose text as the data type under the name field. So similarly, date and time, say for example date of birth, date of joining, or date of leaving, date of admission. So under this type of data types we are going to enter data type, date and time here. So the data type is going to be chosen according to the field you create. It has to be related to the type of data which you are going to fill under the values under those field names. All right, so that is known as data type. Then thirdly, we had gathered knowledge that we can work on a table in a database in two views, that is in the design view and the datasheet view. So in design view of the table, what we can do, we can enter the different field names. Okay, from the name itself you can come to know design. We will design the table in the design view. Okay, or we can create the structure of the table in the design view. So we can enter the field names, okay, their data types and the different descriptions in the design view. Then we had also gathered knowledge about the datasheet view. Okay, so what is datasheet view? Datasheet view is used for entering data in a table. All right, so these were the different topics which we have covered in a last class. So let's start our today's session. So the learning outcome of today's class will be, you will have knowledge after the class that how to create a table in a database and how you can enter data in a table. All right, so let's start. Here we have our first topic as how to create a table in a database. So creating a table. So a table can be created in various ways. Okay, that is, first is creating the table in design view, then creating tables using templates, and the third one is creating table using the datasheet view. So let's start. So here, creating a table can be created in various ways. That is, they are, number one, you can create tables in the design view. Number two, you can create tables by using the templates, okay, which are pre-designed format of database. And thirdly, creating tables in datasheet view. So in this chapter here, in this session, we are going to learn on how to create a table in the design view. Okay, so first let us start here. You can see on the screen here, you have the MS Access database screen over here, and this view will let you design the structure of the table by specifying the different field names which you are going to use in the particular table, the data types. So let us follow the given steps how to create a table here, or how to design the table. So here you can see in the database window, you have to click on the create tab, as you can see, and select the table option in the tables group. So as you click there on the tables option, a new tab will be created in the database. As you can see on the screen there, the name of the table is table 1. So if you click on the view button in the views group on the left hand side, on the left corner, and from there you have to choose design view from the drop down menu. So as you choose on design view, the save as dialog box will appear, okay, which will ask you to give the table name. Okay, so the table name is given there as student, and you have to click on OK button. So as you click on OK button, a blank table will open in the design view, okay, where you are going to design or create your table, the structure of the table, displaying 3 columns which are named as field name, where you will give that field name, the data type which you are going to assign, and the description. So again, a new tab named as design will appear in the ribbon, as you can see on the screen. So Access automatically creates a primary key. So here we have the primary key. You will see a yellow color key which is known as a primary key, and we'll assign it to a field name by default, that is ID, and the data type will be by default automatically will be auto number. Okay, now you will notice that a key symbol, okay, as you can see, we know the key in yellow color will appear next to the field ID. Okay, then what we have to do is we have to remove that ID, and then accordingly we have to give the field name. So to enter the names accordingly, and from there we have to press the tab key. Okay, either we can use your mouse cursor, mouse pointer, or what you can do is press the tab key. You will come to the next column, that is the data type. So by default text appears in the data type column, and from there you can choose accordingly what you want. So click on the drop down menu. So there will be on the side a drop down menu will be there, and from there you are going to choose whichever data type you want to choose for the particular field which you are going to assign. So you have to select the desired data type, okay, from the displayed list. You can choose name as well, text as well, okay, which will also include name, numbers, and then you have to press tab key to the move to the next description field. So here you can see description. In this column you can give any comment related to the field, okay. So as I have told you, roll number, so you can write the roll number is used for storing the roll numbers, and this is an optional step. It is not compulsory or mandatory that you have to fill up this field. Then you can again press the tab key, and again the cursor will move to the next field, as you can see, okay. And then we have to repeat this process until we create all the required field names, okay. So we have to press the tab key and keep on pressing it one after another, and then assign the field names as well as you have to assign the data types. Then let's have a small quick quiz here. So you have to press Ctrl plus W in order to save the changes, and then you have to close the table. So if you want to make any change, you have to press Ctrl plus W, not Ctrl plus S. Okay, so a field name can have, please underline in your textbook that it can have up to 64 characters including the spaces also. Then next is how to set field properties. So how we can set field properties, okay. Field properties means an attribute or a behavior of a particular field, okay. So what we have to do is we have to click on the first field name which we want to set the field properties, and from there we will observe that the general tab is selected by default, as you can see on the screen there in the field properties area. And from there we have to set the properties of all the fields as we required, okay. Whatever field whatever property you want to set, you have to select from there, and after finishing the task you must again save the table by clicking on the save button in the quick access toolbar. As you can see, just click on the save button and your table will get saved with the properties which you have created there, okay. Then you have to click on the file tab, and then you have to select the save option, as you can see there on the screen, and the table is now added to the navigation pane where we have all the different objects of our database. So let's know more. So what is a field property? Please underline, a field property is an attribute, okay, that defines the field names, okay, appearance or behavior. That means how many characters it can store, okay. All this can be assigned in a field property, okay. The next topic is this is one of the important topic of a database, that is the primary key. So what is a primary key? As you can see on the screen, okay, the primary key is a standard feature of every database management system, all right. And you will find the primary key in the design tab. So a primary key is like a sort of check on the table, so that it uniquely defines each record in a table. So a table can have only one primary key. Okay, a particular table cannot have two primary keys, it can only have one primary key. And the value, okay, in a primary key field cannot have null values, okay, or is different from every other record. And thus it helps us to uniquely identify the record in each, okay, each record in a particular table. So Access uses the primary key field, as you can see here, to relate the tables record to those in another table, from one table to another table. Okay, so same way you can see, you can create relationships using the primary key table, primary key field, sorry. So let us understand it with the example of the student table. So a table is given here known as student. So as we all know that each student, okay, in a particular class has got a unique, what we can say is a roll number. No two students will have the same roll number. Everybody is given a unique roll number, and which cannot be assigned to any other student. So as you can see here, so hence roll number is the can be assigned as the primary key, okay, or can be defined as a primary key in the table. So which will uniquely identify each student in the database. Then again we have a quick quiz, the importance of primary key. So what is the importance of primary key? So we know that a primary key is used for uniquely identifying a particular record in a table. Okay. Now next we have is setting a primary key. So how we can set a primary key? So as you can see on the table, on the database, okay, here we have the design view there. To set this primary key, what we can do is, okay, in design view, okay, we have to click on the design and the field, okay, that we want to choose set as a primary key. So from the table you can see there which field we can assign as a primary key. We can assign the roll number as a primary key. Okay, the selected field will be highlighted where you want to assign the primary key, and then we have to click on the primary key, okay, which will appear in the design tab, and from there we have to just click it on that particular field, and then the primary key will be assigned. So right click on the field and you can select the primary key option as well from the context menu. That means the shortcut menu which will appear after you right click. So here different fields are selected as primary key, okay, but we know that these fields cannot be used as primary key because there may be so many students with the same class, with the same address, with the same city, with the same first name. Okay, so which column is used as a unique to identify each student? That is roll number. So we will click on roll number as the primary key, and therefore we will close the close button. We'll click on the close button, and then a pop-up box or dialog box will appear where it will prompt the message that you want to save the changes in the design of the table, all students. If yes, just click on yes, and then you will come out from the design view of the table. So this is how we can set a primary key. So you'll see the table will close and you will come out from Microsoft Access. Okay, so here is we have a small tip there, please underline in your textbook. So the primary key is a toggle key. Okay, toggle key means if you click it will be on, and if you again click it, it will remove. Okay, it will get removed. So to remove the primary key property from a field, what you have to do, you have to just select that field, okay, and to click on the primary key button, and you will see the primary key will be removed from that particular field. Okay, so that is the meaning of a toggle key. So let's come to the next topic, that is how to enter data in a table. So entering data in a table. All right, so let's start here. So after finalizing, okay, the structure of the table in the design view, now we are going to enter data in the datasheet view. So if you want to enter data in it, so you need to open datasheet view. So same way, similarly, you have to go to the left hand corner On the top, click on view, and from there you have to choose datasheet view. Okay, so for that we have to follow these steps again given over here to open the table in the datasheet view. Okay, as you can see on the screen, and then you have to enter the data in it. So same way you have to go to the view. Okay, we have to select the table on which table you want to enter the data. Say all student is the name of the table where you want to select. Okay, and you will select from the navigation pane. Okay, where all the different objects of the particular database will be shown, and from there we have clicked the tables all students, and the table will open, and it will look like an Excel spreadsheet. As you can see on the screen, it looks like an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, displaying all the fields and which is defined in the structure. Okay, which we have already created in the design view. Then apart from the fields, okay, which you have already created, you can also enter, okay, a specific, you will also find a blank row, okay, with an asterisk symbol. Okay, as you can see a star mark there, and there you can just click it. Okay, and you can type the data accordingly. So you could type the data in an appropriate field. Say for example, here in roll number you will type the roll number, then the first name, class, address, city. So you have to either press the enter key or the tab key to move to the next field. So if you press the tab key, it will move, the cursor will move to the next key. And when the data is entered in a row, a new blank row again will appear in the next column. So a blank row will automatically appear after you fill up the data. And then you can insert any other number, okay, of records. How many records you want to enter in that particular table, and accordingly from the navigation button you can view the different records. So you can also view the records numbers at the bottom of the screen. Okay, that is in the navigation button. So in the Revit record navigation button there. Okay, and the bar it will show you the different records, how many it is entered in the particular table. Now here we have a small tip here. As you can see on the screen, we have to press Shift plus Tab key. Please underline, in order to move to the next, move to the previous field. Okay, so we press the Tab key to move to the next field, and to move to the previous field we have to press Shift plus Tab. So if you want to press the Tab key on the last field, the cursor will automatically jump to the next row. Okay, so accordingly we can enter data. Okay, so here you can see we can also find any record in the currently open table, okay, by searching it in the using the record search box over there, and there you can click and accordingly you can search for any records. So what we have to do is we have to place the cursor in the search box in the navigation pane, as you can see on the screen, and there you have to type any word that appears in the record. Okay, and you would like to find which record you want to see the information, and then we have to press the enter key, and in order to view any additional record, okay, so what you have to do is it has to be matched with your search, and then you have to press enter again. So it will blank highlighted column will be shown, and then you will able to see the records which you want to see in the record search box. So this is all about how you enter the table in a database. Then let us do the summary of today's session here. So we have gathered knowledge today that how a table can be created. A table can be created in three ways. That is the first one in the design view. Then secondly using templates, which we have learned in chapter 3. And then tables can be created in datasheet view. Okay, so in design view we will create the structure, the design of the table using templates, which is a pre-designed, or you can say ready to use database, where we don't have to create anything, do anything. We have to just look for the different fields and to just click and drag it to the datasheet view. Accordingly our database will be created. Then thirdly, we have also gathered knowledge that the table can be created in datasheet view. That means we can enter the data in a datasheet view. Okay, then we had gathered knowledge about field property. What it is an attribute which will define the field appearance or behavior within a database. That means how many characters a particular field can hold. So all this can be defined in the field property. All right, so which we'll find in the design view. Then we had also gathered knowledge about primary key, which will uniquely identify particular record in a table. Okay, so we know that we should assign such fields as primary key where the records, where the values cannot be same for different, how many records you enter in the particular table. So for example, a roll number is a unique identity, admission numbers, employee ID, okay. So all these are different fields, okay, like I have already told you, mobile numbers, okay, all these are unique fields where two persons cannot have same value. So these type of fields are always taken as a primary key. So a primary key is a sort of check on the table that will uniquely identify each record in a table, and it will not contain any duplicate data. That means you cannot enter same data in a primary key field, which will show you an error message. Okay, then after finalizing the structure of the table in the design view, if you want to enter data in it, we need to open it in the data sheet view, okay, and accordingly we can enter data. So these are the different topics which you have touched today, and you have gathered knowledge on this. Okay, so today only up to here. After this video, I have some assignment assigned to you on Google Classroom. Please go through it, okay, and at the same time I'll be sharing the Google link form, okay, where you are going to write the 3 questions which you have done in your last class, okay, in the last live class, which is the exit card or exit form, and accordingly attendance will be taken there. Okay, so today only up to here. All right, keep learning, keep studying. Thank you. Have a nice day.